made by the strength of this activity, that that's the reason any amount of now spiritual prowess will only help to overcome this. And therefore, now Swami says, which was tainted and diseased. And disease also Swami says, this is, and I have come with a remedy now. Apart from remdesivir and so many other medicines we are seeing for COVID treatment, Swami says there is a Sai remedy. What is that Sai remedy? I have come to end this misery. Don't be bothered. Seeing the TV news, reading the everyday paper, the statistics, and a lot of politicians and others claiming so many things differently. We are not going to be bothered. Swami said, I have come to end this misery, end this pain with my form in your eyes. Only thing you have to think of me and you have to meditate on me. I will end this pain with my form in your eyes. Strengthen yourself and bring me into your life. Only thing is that you have taken me out from your life. You have driven me away. You are not having any time to think of me, to worship me. And therefore, strengthen yourself and bring me back into your life. Swami is almost pleading. I have come to give you inspiration. I am not going to affect your work. I am not going to come and tread upon your thing. I have come to give you inspiration, to stand behind you, to stand by the side of you, to support you. I have come to give you inspiration. I have come to give you faith. The faith is lacking in you. In awakening me within you. To succeed in your mission, I don't want any gain. After by your awakening and by inspiring you, I do not want any gain. You don't have to glorify me. You are to only succeed in your mission and to find me in everything. Thus, I don't mind. You call me by any name. You see me in any form, but find me in everything which surrounds you. No one realizes this truth and break all other bonds. They're all bondages and they're not anyway supporting you. Break all the bonds. Untie those knots. We are all in a knotty pool, in the whirlpool of all these knots. Let us get out of this whirlpool that attach you to this body, and this body kind of desire and body kind of fulfillment never fulfilled. I have come to save you, child. I have come to save you. I have come to set you free from this bondages. And I will not leave you, even if you drive me away. You break my photos in your house. You break everything in your houses out of anger upon me in your puja room. But I will not leave you until you succeed, until you become happy. I have come to wish you success. I have come to bring you back to me, and bringing back to me is your success. Hence, be a soil leader wherever you go. Accept the fault of others and thereby strengthen your character. Don't find out faults in others. Be a soil leader wherever you go. Spread your love to all. Give it selflessly and experience divinity. Be a soil leader wherever you go. Not calling yourself soil leader by a badge. No. Be a soil leader by your action. Help all and be kind to those who need. Serve me in them. Realize the oneness. Be a soil leader wherever you go. Follow my steps, make me proud. Become my instrument to spread my message, not for my sake, for the welfare of everybody in the world. I have come to lead you to God. Nothing else is my aspiration. I have come to lead you to God. I am Sai. Recognize my worth and know your worth thereby. Stay close to me. Don't stand little away because you won't get induced. Stay close to me and I will guide you to an ideal Sai leader. This is what Swami is kind of in penchant love for us. And then when he has such love and admiration and concern for us, yes, we should also have at least some measure of love and worship to Swami. And then Swami also says another advice to us. Swami says, what we call dark period. We say that many devotees say that we are undergoing the dark period. And during dark period, Swami says, every aspirant goes through these dark periods, which are in fact periods of maturing. Don't question, don't doubt why it is dark period. when we are so-called Sai devotees, and when we are doing so many good things as per our knowledge. And he says, no, these are just passing dark periods, which are in fact periods of maturing. These periods do not occur at the beginning of sadhaka's path. You might have had it easy in the earlier way, in the earlier period. It is at the beginning you would understand. It's about at the middle of the path that the real process of learning begins. And your learning has just begun in the middle part. And that's why you are seeing the dark period. During your sadhana, you undergone various experiences and learned many, many things. All these facts are to be assimilated now by the inner spirit, and that is the thing what is happening. It has to be analyzed and converted into knowledge and wisdom. For example, Swami says, what happens after you have eaten a meal? The food has to be absorbed, digested, assimilated by the system. You cannot see the process of digestion and assimilation. And once you have gulped it in your throat, you don't know what is happening. But they're all going on in the body, irrespective of what you do, whether you care, whether you see, whether you inspect, or you vigilate. It is the same in the case of spiritual food also. What is your spiritual food? All the satsang, all these good activities, the bhajan, they are the spiritual foods. And what happens? You read religious books, religious texts, listen to them, listen to them, listen to bhajan, sing bhajan, participate in the spiritual activities and discourses, harikatas, and take part in satsang sessions, and take part in the practice of sadhana, dhyana, and all the other connected ones. And all these are food for the spirit within. And Swami says this spiritual food has to be absorbed, digested, and assimilated by the inner self, that is the God, the Paramatma. And hence, the end result of this process is spiritual, mental, and emotional growth and maturity. And the periods of this maturing in sadhaka's life are similar to the Plato's. And we are hearing about the Plato of the Corona also. We say that some scientists are saying already reached the Plato. Somebody, they say yet to be reached. But all this, the Platos of the spiritual sadhana, and all this dark period that we are just kind of experiencing is all but a passing phase. When the darkness lifts and light breaks, you will emerge revitalized and reinvigorated, ready to move on to greater height. And what is that? Is the mergence with Sai and realization of Sai. And that's what the final effort of Swami also. And there is one more, a good appealing prayer that we will just say and then move on. Satya Sai Ishwaro Devaka, Satya Dharma Parayana, Satyavrato Satpurushaka, Sarvashakti Samanvita, Sarveshwaro Vishwarupaka, Sarvajnaka Sarvakarana, Sarvasanga Parityagi, Sadhu Sajjana Poshaka, Satya Swarupo Premanidhi Pratik Kshetra Samudbhava, Sarvashakto Gnanagamyana, Yogi Yogishwareshwara, Pitambaro Gunanidhi Sarva Mangala Karaka, Shirdi Babo Yashakaya, Satya Sai Ishwaro Hari, Soumya Rupo Jatadari, Bhasma Priya Maheshwara, Vedavandyo Gurudeva Sai Ramavidhanaka, Bhakta Priyo Bhaktanidhi, Bhakta Mandir Alaya, Bhakti Vashyo Bhava Vidyaka Pavaragni Ravanala, Bhadra Priyo Bhadra Murti Bhadro Bhadrasya Karana, Sarva Ishtado Papahara Kali Kalmashanashana, Narayano Narakaraha, Kaivalya Paradayaka, Siddhido Siddha Sankalpaka, Siddhiropo Mahabala, Karmadamsi Mahadeva, Sarva Apadnit Nivaraka, Lokavandyo Lokanataka, Sarva Daro Gunalaya, Sarva Adaro Gunalaya, Purana Purusho Devaka, Nityanando, Abhaya Pradaha, Sarva Bada Haro Devaka, Sarva Rudyasi Shankaraha, Anatanato, Anantarupo, Ananta Sakadayaka, Sarva Daro Dharatiksha, Sarva Sobhagya Dayaka, Artatrano, Mahabhogi, Yogi Sankalpa Siddhidaka, Sarva Dukka, Haro Devaka, Sarva Shakti Samanvitaha, Avatara Priyo Devaka, Loka Sarvartha Siddhidaha, Balayogi Sai Rupaka, Tattva Tattvartha Bodhaka, Sarva Sangha Parityagi, Sarveshwara Mahanidhi, Samasta Prani Nilaya, Samasta Bandhavo Hari, Rutarachara Jagannataka, Satya Sai Ishwaro Prabhu, Yevam Ashtotra Namani, Sadguru, Satya Sainaha, Stotram, Sampurnam. And this is a very kind of devoted prayer for the remedy for all of us today. And in Kannada, there is one small poem ಗುರುದೇವ ಹರದೇವ ದರೆಗಿಳಿದ ಭಗವಂತ ಜಗವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸಿ ಬಂದಿರುವ ದೇವದೇವನೇ ನೀನೇ ಗತಿ ನೀನೇ ಮತಿ ನೀನೇ ಕಾರುಣ್ಯ ವಾರಿದಿಯೇ ಉದ್ದಂಡ ಪೊಡಮಡುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಡಿಗೆ ದೇವ ನಿಯತಿ ನಿಯಮವ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಾನಂಗಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯಚಂದ್ರರ ಕೂಡಿ ಆಡಿಸುವ ಗುರುವೆ ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹಗಲು ರಾತ್ರಿಯ ನಿತ್ತ ಮಹಾಮಹಿಮನೇ ನೀನು ಕಾಲಕರ್ತನೇ ಸಾಯಿ ಮಣಿಯುವನು ಪ್ರಭುವೆ ಕಾಣದ ಕೈಯೊಂದು ಜಗವೆಂಬ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲನು ತೂಗುತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಂಬ ನುಡಿ ನಾ ಕೇಳಿ ಬಲ್ಲೆ ಆ ಕೈಯ ಕಣ್ಣಾರೆ ನಾ ಕಂಡ ಪರ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಲೀಲಿತ ಮರೆಯುತ್ತಿದೆ ಜಗದೊಳಗಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯಿರಾಮ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡು. And now we move on to the topic is causes of fear. Fear, what is fear? Causes of fear. And in Sanskrit we call it as Bhaya, Abhaya, Nirbhaya. Swami has spoken many times in his discourses covering many of these aspects. And this, all these words we know well because most of us are having this in our mind. And some of the devotees go to temples or to Swami and other Sadgurus out of Bhaya only. If you didn't have Bhaya, there are a lot of people who might not have even thought of God. And sometimes fear is a good thing. Because of fear, people tend to become spiritual. Tend to think Godward. And they say, Swami sometimes says there is some kind of fear which is a good fear. And therefore, good fear, bad fear. Like good virus, bad virus. Therefore, the fear is like a virus. And some of them are good, some of them may not be. And therefore, the fear analysis is something we can do in 2-3 different ways. One is the technical, from the psychologist's point of view, what is from the psychologist's point of view. Second is the management of fear, and one from management angle, from the study of management books. And third is from the spiritual angle. And a lot of experiments have been done on this, from all these 3 methods. And finally, even in the Harvard Institute of Management in USA, finally they have felt the emotional concept or the spiritual way of handling with fear makes the fear go away, far away, and go far away earlier than other methods which take subsistent time and also quite a lot of the substantial amount of time involved. And let us try to understand now the Bhaya. And there are some small definitions. What is fear? Fear arises out of feeling of insecurity, loneliness, uncertainties, confusion, diffidence, it is a feeling of mind and mental vibration, depressive instincts, and it's a kind of a stimulus of the brain. For these are all different things because of which fear can happen. And I don't know if we ask anybody that, do you know what is fear? People may not be able to express. But if you ask, do you have fear? And I don't think anybody will say, no, I don't have any fear. And we do have fear. Therefore, many times Swami says, even to say that you have got fear, you are afraid. We are even afraid of saying we are having fear. Therefore, fear and fever are almost same. Therefore, many times we don't know. Therefore, that is what we call the silent fear or the adolescent fear or something instinctive or something inherent and something which we really don't know it exists. And therefore, that kind of fear, and also we say the word fear psychosis. The fear psychosis is the thing where the fear of fear, that itself is a fear. Therefore, being afraid of being afraid and afraid of anything, that is also a fear. And there are different forms of fear, which we will come into shortly. And then when fear, is there any particular time that you are afraid, you are some other time you are not? Yes, some people are afraid in the night, in the darkness. Some people are afraid when they are lonely, and in lonely place, new place, when they go on travel or tour. And when they go to a river place, seeing water. Sometimes when they go to mountain at the heights. Sometimes in the Ghats section when they travel and they are afraid. And caves, when they go to a lonely place like caves and something. And darkness, and sometimes even dazzling light, the illuminating light, and even it's a sunshine, even that. There are some people who are afraid of light also. And fear from whom? And many a time, there are things you are not afraid in front of somebody, but you are having fear in the presence of somebody who are, some of them could be enemies. You may have fear of enemies, fear from enemies, fear from sometimes relations. Sometimes you have seen that some of us do not want to meet some particular relations. You don't someone like them. You desist meeting them. Therefore, you have got fear of being in their presence. Relations. It could be some few friends. Not all your friends are friends. There may be friends sitting in your classroom or in your office, but all of them don't become friends. That's why we say only a few best friends. But the real best friend is God only. Except God, there is no other best friend. Swami used to say, I am your best friend from your birth to death. And therefore, he is the real best friend. And sometimes some people have fear about some friends who may criticize them, who may tease them. And there are some friends who are afraid of their colleagues. And there are colleagues who ridicule them, who comment them, who criticize them. And about bosses, many a time there is no person who will not hate his boss. Loving a boss is not an easy thing. Because loving a boss is a difficult thing. But who is the real boss? The real boss is God. If you think that your boss is God, and then you will certainly loving him and will have no fear. And Swami's one very strong pronouncement is there. Why fear when I am here? If at all we remember that, why fear when I am here? There is no reason for us to feel even anything about fear. And fear has to fear. Swami says, think of my name. The fear will run away. The fear will be afraid of me. Fear will be afraid of satsang. Fear will be afraid of bhajans. Fear will be afraid of anything of spiritual nature. Therefore, think of me when you are afraid. And sometimes fear of what? A lot of people are afraid of certain things. And again, it is said it is something uh, significant about each of these people. And the same fear may not be haunting others. Some fears haunt only some type of people. Sometimes the fear of love, the fear of success. Sometimes the people are even afraid of some success. And fear of success, fear of defeat. It is very, very common. And loss, defeat, and all these things, again, fear. Failure. And many a time, fear of failure. The thing is, nobody would like to fail, even if they are not good enough. And therefore, to become good enough is the only solution in order not to be fear of failure. So, if we not to be get rid of fear of failure, you have to become successful. You have to become better. And some people are afraid of marriages. There are a lot of people who have got very, very kind of different apprehensions about the marriage itself and the later life. And then some people are afraid of jobs, getting into a job from their cozy comfort of their houses. Job and the type of job, place of job, future career, and then promotions, and then education, then old age. The old age, and this is one of the most difficult phases. People are afraid of old age. Although we are all aware all these things will happen, we have got to face it boldly and with the grace of Swami. And old age, health. Today, particularly, we have been seeing person was talking to us yesterday. We see in the paper today is no more there. And the families are wiped out. The colonies are wiped out. Apartments are wiped out. We are seeing all this thing happening. Yes, the fear of health, fear of disease, fear of these maladies, fear of all sorrows. And long life. Many a time people wish long life. But if long life is not healthy life, what is the use of long life? Now Shatayu is not now Vishnu, but along with Shatayu, the healthy life also. And children, many a times are afraid of their children. And the children are afraid of their parents. There is a fear lurking in them. Therefore, instead of fear, it has been replaced with respect and it has been replaced with love. When love and respect are replaced by the fear, then you don't have to be worried about the fear. And many times people are afraid of home, their own home. Many times they grow up somewhere else. They don't like to go back to their homes itself. They are afraid of their homes. They are afraid of their businesses, afraid of business places, afraid of their customers, clients. Like the list is endless list. And where are these fears? And fears can come from outside home, tours, resorts, travel, and phobias. We'll touch upon the word phobia separately. Taste, smell, touch, clothes, vehicles, instruments, all these things can cause fear. And why fear? Sometimes See, many a times the fear is something not that we invite. Sometimes it is inborn, and the child after birth it cries. Why it cries? One we can say spiritually because it is sorrowing. It has been born on this earth to undergo all the sorrow. Second is it is out of fear of insecurity. It doesn't know what will happen. Who is its mother? Who is going to support? Who is going to help? And about it is an inborn kind of quality or a trait. So intrinsic and sometimes genetic. And it could be from the atmosphere. It could be from the surrounding. It could be due to rules and regulations. Lot of time people are afraid of certain organizations. Because many times organization means they'll put lot of rules and regulations, discipline, and so many things. So many people say, no, 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 we will do it our sadhana in our own way. We don't want to be bound, stinged by any of these things. About those regulatory kind of formations or disciplines also could create fear in people. And some of the punishments, many times instead of rewarding good things and punishing the bad thing, instead of that, many times people are afraid of punishments. Like our punishments are going to be sure instead of rewards, if at all, if they desire. And about this fear is so-called deep-rooted. And many a times the questions are also, how much fear? Should we have some fear? What is that like fever? What is that minimum fever that we can have? Like what is that minimum fear? Should we have fear? To an extent, maybe yes. So you will do things better. And that's why I say fear of fall makes a person to stand up all right. Therefore, there should be a fear of fall. Fear of fall makes a person to stand up and rise and then walk, run, and do the things. Therefore, some fear is required. Frequency. How often fear should be there? Fear should not become your life. And in life, once in a way, sometimes having some fear is fine, but not fear becomes your life partner. And time. Sometimes, yes, it could be. And there is nothing like how much time. The types, there are different types of these kind of fears. And we'll just go for that few details of the types of fears. And fear is a very complicated human psychological syndrome. It's a kind of a behavior. And it is varying, changing, and it is not constant. And as children, fear is common due to the forbidden rules and sometimes fear of ghosts and fear of horror, fear of the certain criminal people, the horror, the absence of security. These are all sometimes the child type kind of fear has to be gradually overcome. And we'll have to understand that some of these fears are to be overcome gradually. Otherwise, we will lead a life full of fear. It is not worth it. And we will go into the solutions problem. And then in another 3-4 minutes, we'll read other things and then go to the solution. And many a time that are found, the women and men, do they have same fears or different fears? Or women do not have fears at all? Or only men have fears? Or only women have fear? Nothing like gender bias. Fear is there for everyone. But women's fears could be little different of nature and men's fears could be different. And therefore, it could be different. Women can be more afraid or fearful of certain aspects. Like a particular woman had to be more afraid of the place where they move, people with whom they move, because of chastity, the bad name, the companionship, the love matter, the marriage, bearing of children, delivery, child upbringing, husband, family member, in-laws, health, old age, etc. This could be a different type of problem faced or fears faced by the women. Whereas men can be afraid of their education, the marks, grade, qualification, job, positions, salary, power, wealth, savings, old age, pension, home, children's future, etc. That means the fears are all there about all these aspects. But is it wrong? No, it may not be wrong. But having fear is fine. Not to work towards overcoming this fear and to guard yourself against this fear. And therefore, sometimes both men and women have common fear concerns about the health, education, jobs, marriage, family life together, parents' care. Because caring for parents nowadays has become a very important thing and a necessary thing. Property, the society status, lifestyle, all these things are constitute today along with the corporate life of many persons. So always they feel that status or income is inadequate to their expectations and desires. Some people are afraid of efficiency or inefficiency, honesty. That means sometimes bad name in case they are not honest or somebody says they are dishonest. And sometimes integrity. People branded as corrupt even if they are not. Some kind of false allegations on them. Fame, losing their fame, and loss of their kind of fame due to litigations, lawsuits, so many things. And medical expenses. Today in the epidemic and other time, the medical insurance, medical expenses, and medical treatment, and fear of all these things will haunt us. So we are surrounded by fears and fears and fears. That is baya, baya, baya. The fear of tomorrow, fear of future, and the effects of fears of our experience of the fears of yesterday. Many a time we have had some fear of yesterday. And that yesterday's fears will also overlap on today's fears and compounded and carried over to tomorrow. Therefore, we have to see that we have to overcome many of these fears in a proper graded manner. And in order that we do, we just go through one of the causes of this in a proper graded manner. By being brave, many times, see, in order to overcome fear, you have to beat the fear. How do you beat the fear? In order to beat the fear, you have to be stronger than the fear. Then, how do we become stronger than the fear itself? The platform of fear and the platform of bravery and confidence. And you have to move into the status or to the level of being brave, being courageous, being confident. Many a time, your confidence can kill and can overcome fear. You have to become confident. Daring. Many a time, daring. Daring is some kind of a inside push that you get by the spiritual endeavors. And that boldness, that confidence, that daringness, that will also help you. Positive thinking. Many a time, instead of thinking negative, think and start thinking positive and optimistic. And optimistic is, yes, today it is so, tomorrow it will be better tomorrow. And then after some time, yes, we'll be able to move out and we'll be able to have live bhajans, live satsang in Sai Sparshan and in other places. Yes, we'll be all able to do things properly as before. After all, this is just last 1 year. And 1 year is not a very big lifetime thing in our entire life of couple of decades. And about, yes, let us be optimistic. Let us be dreamers, dreaming things better, but not just dreamer and doers also of the dream of good visions. And visualizing good things to do. Think positive, speak positive, act positive. Because Swami always says, I am always positive, he says. My blood is also positive and my thinking is positive. Swami says, my name is positive, which means Swami says, I always say, yes, 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 Satya, Sai, Swarupa. And therefore, he says, always I am positive. You also become positive, then all your fears will have to be driven out and will go away and will escape and will vanish. And yes makes you fearless and no makes you become weak. Therefore, throw away the word no from your dictionary and accept yes and let it be a mantra. Let yes mantra, the Sai Gayatri mantra, the Sai Vishnu Sahasranama, Sai Lalitamba Stotra, Sai Durga Saptashati, everything let it become a positive mantra, the vibration. And also, let us seek. Now, when you are afraid, what happens? When a child is afraid, it immediately rushes into the umbrella of a mother. That's why mother is always for the child. And that too, whatever it is, whether it's sorrowful, it's afraid, it's a fallen, whatever it is, it runs into the umbrella of a mother. And why? Because according to the child, it is the mother only who can give protection to it. What is that protection? Protection means abhaya. From bhaya level, you move on to the abhaya level. Abhaya means, yes, come child. Swami says, come child, come devotee. Yeah, I'm there to protect you. Why are you crying alone? No, cry with me. And when you cry with me, you are not alone. I am with you. I will wipe out the tears from your eyes. I am there to wipe out. Don't worry about who else is there. I am always there. And he is the Abhaya Purusha, Abhaya Swarupa, Abhayatma, Abhaya Satya Sai. And he said, when I am there with Abhaya Hastas, not one hand, I am keeping both the hands, giving Abhaya. Then when I am giving both hands to you for my giving Abhaya to you, why are you afraid? Like Bhagavan Krishna told to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, I am asking you to Vajavan. I am asking you to do it, Arjuna. Why still you are doubting? I have shown you my Vishwasarupa. I have shown you my Virata Sarupa. Even then, are you doubting me? Are you doubting that God's grace cannot do things? It will. And therefore, then we'll have to run into the hands of the Abhaya Purusha. That is Bhaya to Abhaya. And then when we seek protection, from whom we can run? Can we run from one weak person to another weak person? A person already is afraid. Suppose we run into another person who is already afraid. Therefore, the afraid person going to afraid person, weak person going to weak person, he will not get Abhaya. Therefore, seek protection from somebody more strong, more wise, more elderly, more superior, more spiritual, more kind of a guru, a capable person, and who can advise, give guidance, give shelter, and only those who are capable will offer you solace, confidence, hope, security by proper counseling. And go to that son of a counselor, not a counselor who puts the board as a counselor and charges you for so-called counseling. It is just not a counseling for counseling's sake. It is the spiritual counseling of Swami. And then when you go to the counseling, a proper counselor, Swami says, I am your counselor. And when I am the counselor of all of you, why are you afraid? Yes, I am standing near you, nearest to you, provide the abhaya to all the bhagya with my all the bhayagrastas. Swami says, don't be grastas of bhaya. That means the occupants of bhaya or the people haunted by the bhaya. I am here with abhaya hasta. Abhaya hasta drives away all your bhagyagrastas and your so-called bhaya. And bhaya will go away. You will all become bhagya hastas with my abhaya hasta. And therefore, you get these fear-trodden persons will be all cured and all the fears will be removed. Because God or Swami is the Abhaya Purusha. Swami says that why God or Avatar takes birth in the earth is just to protect people from fear, fear of all the delusions, fear of all the other myths, fear of all of injustice. All this fear has to be removed. And therefore, always ready to help, protect, give succor, relief, and mental peace, remove sorrows and illness and all diseases. Swami says, disease is not for the body. Mind also gets disease. So you are at disease. And therefore, that has to be removed. Make yourself ease. And make yourself at ease. That is, make yourself comfortable, peaceful. Why fear when I am here? Again, is the repeated slogan of Swami. Hundreds of examples of Sri Sai Baba, Sri Swami Sat Sai Baba. We have seen about Mata Amrutanandamayi of Kerala, the Samartha Ramadas, and we have heard about Samartha Ramadas, Guru of Shivaji, and Santa Tukaram, and various other Mahapurushas, and lot of these are standing examples. And since we do not have much time to cover some of these aspects, how fears of some people were removed through their devotion, through their love for their gurus. And just for a passing thing, I just mentioned, and when Santaram Das was the Shivaji's guru, mentor, and therefore he needed to find out how much strong Shivaji is and whether he has got fear. Because if he has got fear, he cannot become the future Maratha leader or even the person causing Hindu reconnaissance. So he was one of the persons responsible for the Hindu reconnaissance. And therefore, Ramdas once pretends that he is having some stomachache and wants tiger's milk. And a lot of people refuse as how it is possible. Shivaji never sulks. He goes with the word of Guru in his name, and he doesn't know what happened. He says even if he has to lose his life, in order that it's done, it is worth it. And then when he goes into the forest and when he is just chanting, the one tiger with its two children, it comes and then he takes and it also gives the milk to, when he was giving milk to the children, that tiger's children, Shivaji was able to talk to it lovingly and was able to take out the milk from that and then go back and give to Ramdas. Now for Sant Ramdas says, please, he says, after I didn't need this milk, back I want to see, are you capable, are you brave, or are you also afraid, like many others who are driven by the so-called Muslim rulers of that day. and about Shivaji stood the test. And similarly, when Shivaji was attending a Harikatha or a satsang program with Sant Tukaram, when Sant Tukaram was a great devotee of Panduranga Vitala of Pandrapur, and then a lot of these people came to know, the enemies came to know about Shivaji's presence in the Harikatha. And although Shivaji was going as an ordinary person and sitting, they came to know about him through various people. And about 2,000 people tried to invade and attack Shivaji and capture him during that Satkatha. But Shivaji did not stop to go to the satsang of Sant Tukaram. He did go, and then not to protect him, Panduranga Vitala from Pandarapura himself went in the guise of Shivaji. And then when Shivaji was still listening to the Harikatha, the satsang program of Sant Tukaram, he pretended to go away. And all the other people were waiting outside the 2,000 Tushkaras. All the people went in search of him and to attack him. And then God, Vitala, went on going and escaping from them and vanished. And they could not succeed. They all fell into the various ditches and then they had to vanish. And whereas here, Shivaji was still listening to the satsang. And then all this thing was later known to Sant Tukaram. And then Shivaji, when he came to know about it, so Panduranga Vitala had himself come in his disguise to save him, which means that Shivaji was not fearful of anything. And when, similarly, for us also, when we come to attend bhajans, Sai bhajans, in Sai's person or any other place, and when we go to attend satsang, let us not bother about what is going to happen after my return from this, what is going to happen. For many of us, even determine, but let us not go at all, instead of facing the problems later. Instead of that, when you are doing God's work or so-called attending the God's Harikatha program, God will be doing your work. There are a number of such the experiences of various the Maha Bhagavatas and the Maha devotees, which some of which we will be covering in our future satsang sessions also. And the 2 minutes, we will be closing the session for today, and then with a bhajan, we will be closing. And before that, just under 1 or 2 words, all the problems of similarly, we have seen in the Bhagavata Purana about Prahalada. Prahalada being a small child, and Dhruva also we have learned how Dhruva faced problem from his father and from his second mother. And all the things they were able to overcome. That fear, yes, all the fears of all the bhaktas, the God became the protector of their so-called fears and drive away their fear. So let us similarly, being Sai devotees, let us think of Swami, let us take surrender with him. The last sentence today for us is that surrender. Surrender to Swami, that spiritual solace, spiritual solution for fear. Although there are psychological solutions, which we will cover up in our next session. But here, the spiritual solutions are taking rescue under the bannership of Swami and Swami Satsang. And like as we know, Prahalada, whatever problems Hiranyakashipu his father gave, all removed by Vishnu himself. Later, when Hiranyakashipu almost demanded, he is your so-called Vishnu everywhere, you are Narayana everywhere. Swami appeared, even that Stamba, that's why it's called Stamba Rupa, Stamba Darshana of the Lakshmi Narasimha Swami. Narasimha Swami comes as Narasimha and he removes the Hiranyakashipu from giving fear or punishment to Prahalada. And therefore, even that Sambadarshan, because all of us know in a place called Ahobalam, which is the Narasimha Kshetra, even today, that Buddha Rupa, Narasimha from the Sambhadarshana is available for people who could go to the hill and see that. And about Swami, Narasimha Swami, Buddha Rupa, Shanti Rupa, everything is there. And therefore, when God comes and fears, removes your fears by being Abhaya, a person, then the Nirbhaya. Nirbhaya is removing your fears. And a person who is fearless is called Nirbhaya. Nirbhaya is when all your fears are removed, you become Nirbhaya. From Nirbhayatvam, Ajadyatvam, if you think of even Hanuman Chalisa and all that, the Hanuman is worshipped for all this Nirbhayatvam. Therefore, fearlessness should be one of the qualities of a devotee. And therefore, there are several other forms of how to overcome fears, and by the so-called Bhakti movement of the Navavida Bhakti, which we will be covering in our future sessions. And let us pray Swami to make all of us Nirbhaya. Let us become Nirbhaya and Nirbhara. Nirbharatvam, Nirbhayatvam. Let us all pray God to make us fearless. And when we trust in God and surrender to Swami, all these things will happen. Let us surrender ourselves like Sharanagati. Sharanagati is the last stage of the Navavida Bhakti. We will offer ourselves as Sharanagati to Swami's lotus feet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. One bhajan. Before that bhajan, today I got one news that Sri Huchappa, a devotee, husband of Srimati Puttalakshma, I think passed away. And let us pray for his soul to rest in peace. He has merged in Swami. And let us pray through this Sai Sparshan satsang that the families, Puttalakshma as well as family, let them have the strength to bear this loss, and let Swami always be with them, strengthen them. And Sai Ram, one bhajan, and we are closing.
Sai Ram. श्रीवत्साङ्कित श्रीकौस्तुभधर श्रीवत्साङ्कित श्रीकौस्तुभधर माधव मोहन कृष्णा माधव मोहन कृष्णा श्री तुलसीदल वनमालाधर श्री तुलसीधर वनमालाधर माधव मोहन कृष्णा माधव मोहन कृष्णा कलियुग वरदा कलि अवतार कलियुग वरदा कलि अवतार करुणा सागर साई करुणा सागर साई करुणा सागर साई करुणा सागर साई श्रीवत्साङ्कित श्रीकौस्तुभधर माधव मोहन कृष्णा माधव मोहन कृष्णा Sai Ram.
Sai Ram to all of you, all the devotees of Sai Swarshan. Thanks for this great opportunity we are getting.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Thank you.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram.